today's cup of coffee, we're going to do a little bit of spiritual warfare 101. And you've got to realize that demonic attacks, psyops, all these things, it's all the same thing. And this goes as far as an attack against your psyche, which is your mind, your spirit, your soul, all that. And going back and researching even where that term came from, which was from the Greek mythological character called Psyche, and I'm not going to go into that fully because I haven't read it. At this point, I'd have to be reminded. But when you look up the definition for psyche, it's all encompassing, that it is, mind, soul, and spirit. Now, I do believe that there is a difference between soul and spirit. But when we are in these times of darkness, and we do have the dark moon coming up in a day or so, and this one is supposed to be really rough, and this has a tendency to dampen your spirits, and it is almost like this darkness that is internal rather than external. So what do we do about it? And when I was still counseling and to teach kids and adults to focus, what I would use a lot of times was what is in front of you right now, and that is a candle flame. Now, with children, you always have to have adult supervision because apparently we've gotten a world where common sense that no longer applies. But I trust that my people here very much understand common sense. And when you do these things to block out everything else, all the clutter, find you someplace that's quiet or for a few minutes. Light a candle, sit there and just focus on that flame. And nothing else exists for that moment except that flame. And if you're having trouble concentrating, start out with 15 seconds. Then give it a rest. And then go back and try for 30 seconds. And it sounds like a lot of crap, but it actually does work because what you're doing is you're refocusing. And it is a matter of focusing on that light. And I wish I had turned the lights off here in the living room because you can't really appreciate how much illumination a single candle produces until you're in a darkened room. And that is the wonderful thing about Hanukkah, because that is celebrating that. And one single light, you'd be amazed how much darkness it drives out. And within each of us is that light. And right now we're in a world that we're in perilous times, folks, in case you haven't noticed. And that it is a matter of feeding our own internal flames. And that means taking a few minutes, doing the spiritual warfare, regrouping, remembering that you are light, and remembering that you are loved. And that no matter how much the darkness is pressing in on you, it can't conquer that light. So that's spiritual warfare 101. Just calm your mind. Calm your body. Just for a few seconds, a few minutes a day. You get a lot of these people, especially the yoga peoples. I don't know how it is that the yoga peoples, a lot of them that seem to be promoting a lot of meditation and stuff, some of those people seem to be very tense. There's some kind of contradiction going on there. But as far as the rest of us, it's just common sense. It's giving yourself and your brain and your spirit a breather, because you've got to have to keep that flame, glowing. You've got to have air. So regardless of whatever is going on in your world, just for a few minutes, remember that light. If you have to remember that light externally, just remember that it's there, and that's inside of you. There is that flame there. And if you need encouragement, you send me an email. If you've got paranormal, supernatural, UFO, whatever kind of experience that you've had that's unexplainable, if you've had an experience that's explainable and you don't have anyone to listen to you, send me an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. Because, yeah, when there's 2 lights, it's even brighter. When there's 3, that's even more. So don't you give up on yourselves. Don't you give up on anything, because that's how the devil will try to beat you down. Don't you let him. Don't make his job easy. And like I said, I'm serious. If you need someone to listen to you, send me an email. You all have a beautiful, blessed day.